no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to LV, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what is going on? You are watching the Raiders Report presented by Only One Nation. Make sure every single person heads on over to onlyoneNation60.com and use code, wait for it, FKC. I don't know about you, walking into work today was a lot easier. And on today's show, we're going to do an Overreaction Monday style. We're going to be hot and takey, we're going to be spicy, and we're going to be reacting to the Raiders' huge win over the Kansas City Chiefs, 40-32. And I really like Only One Nation 60, and I like what they're doing here with this promo code. So every person that clicks on this video, YouTube, Facebook, hell, maybe MySpace, I don't care, type FKC in the comments section. Let's get into it. That was a really weird way to say it. But Derek Carr, is it his greatest game ever? This one is easily for Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. He gets his first win in Arrowhead. The Raiders ended the Chiefs' 12-game win streak. Heck, the Chiefs haven't lost since November of 2019. This team was an 11-point underdog. And going into the week, nobody, and I mean nobody, gave the Raiders a chance. I came up here on the show and I was like, well, with all the injuries, with Mo Hurst missing the game, I mean, you couldn't be very confident in this team, and they basically gave me a big old middle finger, and so did Derek Carr. All week I've been saying, hey, he's not a top 10 quarterback. Well, you know what? He sure heck played like a top 10 quarterback, and the reason why I am the most impressed with Carr, one of his biggest, I guess, critics as his career's gone, he can't win in these big games, and he can't win in Arrowhead. And going into this football game, you'll see the stats here. It wasn't pretty, right? I mean, Dylan and I were laughing at his 2016 performance where imagine throwing the ball 41 times and having 117 yards. And then you also look at 2017, 2018, 2019, right? These are his years underneath John Gruden. How is Carr going to be able to take that next step? How can Carr be considered one of these great quarterbacks? It's with a performance like this one. And when he threw that interception early on, I mean, I dropped a few words that I don't know if I should say again because I got nervous. But then 347 yards, 3 touchdowns, really stretched the football down the field. For me, I gave it 4 Chucky Heads for a reason, but the Raiders Report is made to give the nation a voice. So let me know here. Type 4 for Believe It, baby, or I want you to type 0 for Tuck Rule Tuck That. Was this Carr's greatest game ever? And yes, it was Carr's greatest game ever. You went up against Patrick Mahomes, who just made a sick amount of money, and you beat the Chiefs at their own game. I mean, the Raiders had 15 plays of over 20 yards. The Chiefs have only 11. And this was a Chiefs defense that was allowing 17.5 points per game. I tip my cap to John Gruden. I tip my cap to Derek Carr in this offense. They played absolutely sensational. And, well, would you look at that? When you have Henry Ruggs, it makes a big difference. Now let's talk about another wide receiver not named Ruggs, Nelson Agholor. Is he now the number 2 wide receiver on this team going forward, even when Bryan Edwards comes back? I am only going to give this one 3 Chucky Heads. I think it's pretty likely. I couldn't go full-on 4 Chucky Heads for the simple fact of when they had Bryan Edwards, he was effective. He was one of the leading snappers. And I'll tell you what, you might look at my last note and say, really, Mitch, how has Nelson Agholor been the most reliable target for Carr? Because when called upon, he's bringing it in. 11 targets, 10 catches, 185 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And honestly, it should be 12 targets, 11 catches, add another 49 yards, and another touchdown because he had one called back due to a bad penalty on Foster Moreau. Nelson Agholor is making Philadelphia Eagle fans go absolutely crazy because not only is he bringing it in, he's not dropping anything. And he had a huge game, a huge play up against Kansas City and a great secondary. I mean, you look at the numbers there on screen. He has been one of the best free agent pickups that this Raiders team's had. And now, I love me some Bryan Edwards, and I hope he has a speedy recovery dealing with that ankle injury. But as well as this team has played, as well as the combination of Ruggs, Agholor, Renfrow, and Darren Waller has played, when all of these dudes are on the field, you have to be crazy to not keep Agholor as your wide receiver too. But again, that's what this show's about. If you disagree with me, it's all good. It's all good. Y for yes, N for no. Should Nelson Agholor be this team's wide receiver too going forward? Now, the reason why my lights are on today is because of Only One Nation, and please go support our sponsors. They have one of the best deals out there going on right now, and it's valid the entire week. Use code FKC. I mean, there is not a better code that you could possibly use right now on the internet. OnlyOneNation60.com is how you get that hat, the face mask, the t-shirt that you see on screen, and the one that I'm wearing right now. 25% off on everything. You just got to use code FKC. That deal is valid for the entire week. I'll also put the link in the comments and the description. If you get a shirt, tag me on IG. I'll post it on my story. Let's talk about the defense now. Jeff Heath must start at free safety for the rest of the season. For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. Jeff Heath was the best Raiders defender in Week 5. And I'm not going to say it wasn't particularly close because I thought this defense played well. But when you look at the Week 5 snaps, Heath 30, Eric Harris had 41. And Harris didn't play bad, but Heath played great. You can see the Week 5 PFF grade, 92.4. It was the highest on the team. And he picked off Patrick Mahomes late in the fourth quarter on a great ball. You can kind of see the picture there in the background. He was targeted only one time. The only time he was targeted, he picked it off. Thought he was going to take it to the house. And he played well even in the run game, making a tackle. So for me, I'm not so much saying, well, Eric Harris played bad, you need to replace him with Jeff Heath. No, that's not it. Let's face it. The Raiders, when they went out and signed Heath, it was just to find some veteran leadership. And this defense, when he started to play more, that was one of the biggest reasons why the Chiefs didn't put up as many points in the second half. Because, believe it or not, guys started to know their assignments and they started to stick to their assignment. So Jeff Heath needs to play free safety going forward. That one for Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. Now, the Raiders Report is a part of a company called Chat Sports, right? I mean, believe it or not, we make NFL videos as well, and we are at 199,000 subs. So I want to get more Raider Nation on the Chat Sports YouTube channel. So if you could, it would mean a lot to me, as right after you watch this video, or you know what, you can even pause it, head on over there, go subscribe to our Chat Sports YouTube channel. Help us get to 200K subscribers. You can see the link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Just like some people need more cowbell, we need more Raider Nation over at Chat Sports. All right, next story here, Paul Guenther time. Let's get into it. Do we have confidence in Guenther after this Week 5 game? I'll tell you what, man. It's funny how 1 week we're going, fire Guenther, hire a trash can, it doesn't matter. I still can't sit here and tell you, though, that I am confident in Paul Guenther. This one's still only one Chucky head for me. Did the defense hold the Chiefs to 8 points in the second half? Yes, absolutely. But I'm also going to say that I think the biggest reason why that happened is because the offense went up and down the field and just drained the clock. The Chiefs had the ball for only 24 minutes on offense. I mean, that's spectacular. However, you still have allowed at least 24 points in all 5 games, and I don't care what anyone says, the Raiders are still a bottom 10 defensive unit. Now, I do want to give Paul Guenther some credit because I love the way that he was able to incorporate, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Kendall Vickers and Dayton Jones. Maxx Crosby played the most snaps of 66, but you lost your best defensive tackle in Mo Hurst. Now, other names that you don't see on here, Carl Nassib played only 5 snaps. That's really alarming for him. But for a team that's really struggled to get after the quarterback, they were creative. I love the way that they used Clelin Ferrell in this football game, and it's exciting. However, I still am going to type my D for don't because I don't have confidence in Guenther, not just because of what he's done this season, but his entire career. I mean, the Raiders are one of the worst defenses for 3 straight years because you're going out and you just can never suit it up. You can't force turnovers. You can't get after the quarterback. And the other reason why I don't have confidence in him is a lot of the free agent moves that we've made, like a LaMarcus Joyner, like a Cory Littleton, just have never worked out. And you can't continue to have this problem over and over again. And the last overreaction that I'm going to talk about on today's show, does Cory Littleton suck? Because, I mean, 2 Chucky heads, people are talking. And I was so excited when the Raiders went out and got Littleton. 3 years, $36 million. I mean, I was like, this is one of the best coverage linebackers in the league. And, I mean, he's been the worst defender on this team. He's not only struggling just tackling people, he can't cover anyone. When you look at his 2020 PFF grade this year, he's ranked the 73rd best linebacker out of 79. That ain't going to get it done. And then when you look at his grades for all 5 weeks, imagine getting a test back, and you take 5 tests, and these are your grades. I can guarantee you one thing. Mom and Dad, they ain't putting any of these grades up on the refrigerator, that's for sure. But he's getting ripped apart in the passing game. Now, when you brought in Littleton, you were hoping he could cover guys like Travis Kelce. You were hoping he was able to cover the tight end or the running back position. I mean, he's getting picked on. It's not so bad for the yards, honestly, because even when he played for the Rams, he was allowing basically 75% of the catches, but it's the yards after the catch. 217 through 5 weeks. That's terrible. Last season, in over 1,000 snaps, he allowed only like 350. He is on pace to absolutely shatter that, which is not good whatsoever. Now, I want you guys to be honest with me here, and from a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being, Mitch, you're freaking out, you're overreacting. Overreaction Monday. No need. That's a 0. 10 is like, well, this is full-blown Overreaction Monday. Let me know your panic level. 0 to 10. I got to give it a 5. It's got to be a 6, and it's going to continue to grow and grow. Hell, it might even be a 7. But I want you guys to let me know your panic level on Cory Littleton, 0 to 10.